YouTube, it's Hold and Modify. Yes, in person. Welcome to YouTube's most poorly produced, underproduced Amiga program. And today I'm here to highlight a really neat thing that just happened. What was it? I think it was issue 23, and I love that, by the way. 23, the most mystical number ever, right? It had to be issue 23 of Amiga Attic, which is a new Amiga magazine that's available as a digital download as well as a physical magazine you can hold in your hand. And yes, I will actually be putting links down below for all this stuff so you can find it as usual. But I did want to cover a couple quick topics. And yes, I wanted to show my face because, look, the article mentions my name. A lot of you already know who I am, but I also wanted to just give you some face time in an actual video for the first time. It's only been, I don't know, 2 years now, so might as well just finally show the face, right? And yeah, I do kind of look a lot like my avatar, don't I? Just, maybe the beard needs to grow a little longer. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the subscribers. And what I wanted to talk about is something that the magazine issue is going to be covering, and hopefully you guys will buy it and download it or get the physical copy. It was the importance of LightWave in visual effects, what I like to refer to as the golden era of visual effects, when everything was just starting, especially for television. So Jurassic Park and Terminator, The Abyss, these movies were kind of made famous for finally, like, here we go. There was Tron, there was The Last Starfighter. Visual effects had kind of been done with CGI a little bit prior, but come on, Jurassic Park and Terminator were the movies that basically said, hey, computer-generated graphics and effects are here, and this is how it's gonna go. And of course, today, it's everywhere. Movies are like 98% in visual effects, computer-generated stuff, even when you don't think it is. There could be a background, but this background behind me right now in a lot of TV shows would just be completely CGI. They don't even want to take the time to set a camera up in someone's kitchen and film. They're just like, no, here you go. You're gonna get this background. Anyway, of course, after movies, television shows are now asking, hey, we want to get some of that visual effects. What can we do? It's faster, it's cheaper than doing traditional, models and motion control. And while I am a huge fan of models and motion control, and it is still used today, but on TV, come on, they're making 22, 24 episodes a year, and they have to turn this stuff out, and they have no budget. So the fact that you could purchase this cheap off-the-shelf software and put it on a computer you could buy and create this stuff that, was like, yeah, that works. That looks like a spaceship flying in space. It looks believable. That was that whole era. The whole, basically mid to late 90s was the birth of the golden era of visual effects in television. And yeah, the Amiga was a huge part of that, as well as LightWave 3D. And I know that I've got a lot of buddies out there, they're like, hey, I use Cinema 4D or I use 3D Studio Max. Yes, those did exist. And of course, there was the whole Alias Wavefront, workstation software, but that stuff was really expensive. The Alias stuff was really expensive. The 3D Studio Max stuff was a little pricey. Cinema 4D was actually reasonable, but LightWave came with the toaster, and people often joke that the video toaster was the software dongle for LightWave 3D. And in America, that's kind of what got the Amiga really to blow up in the markets where video production and graphics was a thing. And I was really fortunate enough, I was so happy. First, I was really happy to be born in the United States. Yay. And second, I was really happy to be born in Michigan, which turned out to be an incredible video production market. We had a really huge market there, and there was lots of people and things coming at you. There were stores, and it was just a big buzz about, creating desktop video, the whole term of desktop video, getting cameras and VCR decks and getting character generators and effect generators, title generators, and that kind of thing to do all this fun stuff. And then when the Amiga computer came out, yeah, the whole gaming aspect of it, kind of being like the sequel to the Commodore 64, was definitely out there. Like, you'd walk into the local, electronics boutique or Babbage's, and you would see the computer playing this awesome game. Like, oh my gosh, what is that? That's crazy. Oh, it's the Amiga. What's an Amiga? Isn't that Spanish? And they're like, no, it's the next computer from Commodore. And in our market, that was big, but what was even bigger is when they came out with the big box Amiga, the 2000. When the Amiga 2000 came out, that was a completely different ball game. And more importantly, when we saw that there was like expansion cards and ways to connect the computer to VCRs and cameras, and then of course the video toaster. going back to the dongle for LightWave, the video toaster came out, and we're all these young, computer and aspiring visual effects nerds, and we're watching all these TV shows when things are happening, and we're seeing these movies, and then we saw this. You walked into your local computer store, and they had a VHS running like on a loop. And you walked up like, what's this? Well, this is the video toaster. Like, okay, what's the video toaster? Whether you're a 3D artist, you're a 2D artist, you're a video production person, you're a camera person, you're a person who shoots weddings, or you work at a church, or you work at a racetrack, whatever it is, you just walked into the store and like, okay, what's the new computer thing I need to look at? And we watched this video.
Creating wireframe models with the LightWave modeler. Yeah. Then you use the LightWave renderer to give it three-dimensional life.
Hey, that looks real.
It's real, all right, real easy. You're the director, the next Walt Disney. You position objects, camera, and lights just by sliding the mouse. Then, when you're ready, LightWave will animate your scene just like this. Or like this.
Neat.
Or this.
Crazy.
Or this.
Yeah.
Right, so you can see there, again, what I was commenting on, it was amazing, it was mind-blowing, it was game-changing, we couldn't believe it. Now, I was not so much on the video production side of, the nerd sphere, the tech sphere. I was, I did actually do some, I did help out with a cable access station. Back in the day, we used to have these called cable access stations. So you would buy cable TV, and because of laws and politics, they had to make the cable station where you bought your cable TV from available to the public to make their own TV shows at the cable station. It's really bizarre, actually. But so I kind of volunteered and helped out. So I did have a little bit of familiarity with cameras and decks and these hardware modules and things that we were using. And what I saw in that toaster video where they were talking about all of these products that cost thousands of dollars that we had in racks, it was going to be on this one card, right? This one little card that you put in this Amiga 2000, and it would do all this. But more importantly, what I saw, what really clicked with me, was that 3D program, the LightWave 3D program. I fell out of my chair. When I saw them in the video, they had I believe it was the camera or the light, the camera and the light targeting something in the middle of the screen, and as he was moving it in real time, the camera and the light were following it. Stuff like that. You have to remember, this is the mid-90s, okay? This is a long time ago. And that was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. We were dealing with programs like Turbo Silver and Sculpt Animate 4D on the Amiga. Those are really, they were powerful 3D programs, but extremely simple on their interface and their GUI. Or programs like, Videoscape 1 or 2, again, super simple interfaces. By the way, the person that wrote Videoscape 1 and 2 is the person that wrote LightWave 3D, so there you go. And when that toaster section of the New Tech demo reel came out, it was incredible. I was like, are you kidding me? And then, at this point, all these new TV shows like Space Above and Beyond and Sequest and Babylon 5 had come out. All of this was happening just as I was entering the jobs market. I was in my early 20s. I was finally out in the world, and I had been working at the computer store, the Amiga dealership, and learning how to use the LightWave software on the toaster. And it was just a whole era of just awesome. And that is how the whole LightWave thing started. And what was great is that I had this computer I loved, and I had this software I loved, and it helped get me a job and start a career. And for a long time, and even today, it's still my career. I still use LightWave 3D. I know that sounds crazy, but look, the software works, it does what it needed to do, and it's even now still being updated. So how awesome is that? All these years later, it's still being updated, even though it is arguably a niche piece of software, okay? It's a small market piece of 3D software. It's not Unreal Engine, of course. It's not 3D Studio Max. It's not Maya. It's not Blender, of course, but it is its own thing, and it's still an extremely friendly piece of software to use, and that goes all the way back to the Amiga era. I just wanted to say thank you to Amiga Addict for including me and asking my input on LightWave 3D and the Amiga. I thought that was super cool. I feel humbled that you asked, and I really love talking about it. Obviously, I like talking about it. I make videos on this channel talking about LightWave all the time, even though those are my fewest viewed videos. Thanks for watching. Check out the Amiga Attic issue. Again, it'll be linked down below. And if you want to see more LightWave stuff, or if you feel I didn't cover LightWave enough, why am I even talking about LightWave in this video and not showing it? I have a lot of videos. Just go through my channel. I have a whole LightWave 3D playlist. You can go back and watch all my LightWave videos. Am I not going to make any more LightWave videos? No, I'm going to make more LightWave videos, but this was just to say thank you and to Amiga Addict, and say thank you to all of you out there who watch this stuff, this most underproduced, poorly produced video. I'm sitting here with my iPad in my kitchen, you know, shooting this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And yeah, I think I'm done with this video.